And we're so happy to be here again because we always have to do a job. I'm Ibrahim Shita.
Good morning, Nigeria. Indeed, all good things must come to an end. It is the last day of the year, but good news, there's a fresh new start waiting for you. My name is Olamide Odekule.
Good morning, Nigeria. Of course, I need to be this loud because it's the last day of 2025. We made it. We did it together. Thank you for joining us. We're here because we love our job and to give you quality TV time. The name is Ria Abdul. Welcome to our show.
Good morning, Nigeria. Tomorrow is New Year's Day. Good morning. Happy New Year in advance from TVC.
Absolutely.
Of course, from the whole of TVC, you know we love you all.
It's been a wonderful opportunity to say Olamide is here like the first day of the year.
Like the first day of the year.
I know, right?
One chance.
But you know, I'm super excited. You know, tomorrow is just the 1st of January 2026. Can you imagine how fast this year went? For me, it's just looking at how fast it went. And it was a fantastic year, I'll say. Although we had our highs and lows, but Ibrahim, I'll start with you. You know, for this year, what are some of the things you are most grateful for, and you know, some of the lessons as well?
Life.
Okay.
You know, the fact that you're alive. You know, there's so many things you look forward to achieving this year that you're not able to, you know, achieve, and then we'll say we'll go again next year. But one thing is that life, hope's alive, and then the fact that I met beautiful colleagues, you know, I made new friends. Yeah. We had our highs and lows. We fought. We fought. We had disagreements, but then look at us. We are standing tall. You know, it's an amazing time for us, and our audience who are you know growing leaps and bounds. You know, we had fun with some of them just a few days ago, and we're so happy that 2026 is really going to be bigger, better, and super duper great.
Okay, Olamide, and you this year?
Honestly, I'm so filled with gratitude this year. I realized how far I've come. Yeah. You know, I started out as an entertainment correspondent, and when I started my job, the only thing you could see was my wrist. Yeah. And today, because of the community I have around me, you know, the CEO of TVC Communications, our senior producer, Mr. Atiba, the production crew behind the scenes, I've grown so much, not just in my professional life, but in my personal life. Yeah. I'm full of gratitude, honestly. I'm so grateful to be here.
For me, I'm going to take a little bit of time. I wouldn't do that. But I'm very grateful to God. First of all, this year was the year I got the call that said, we want you at TVC.
Amazing.
I remember that day I was like, oh my God, TVC, oh my God. And then, you know, I joined the most amazing family. You know, for me, the highlight of this year was meeting all of you. To be honest, you know, I grew a family with you. I grew a family with the audience from the Good Morning Nigeria. It's become part of me, and these are some of the highlights of my year. I cannot end this year without saying a very big thank you to TVC. You know, they've played an integral part in my life. With them, I've been able to connect with my audience, and that's been the most beautiful thing. Come rain, come shine, morning, we're here making sure that we let them know what's happening in Nigeria. For me, it's not a job anymore. It's a passion. I'm happy to do it. I want to wake up every morning and talk to my audience. So this year, I just want to say a very big thank you to TVC. Mr. Biodun, what are some of your moments?
Well, for me, it's good life. I had a good life and in good health. Yeah. And also, I'm proud of the achievements, you know, by TVC staff, particularly Olamide and Ria. You know, this latest award. So for me, I think it's brilliant. You've been doing a fantastic job, and the whole country knows that, including Ibrahim also. He's been doing a fantastic job, and you can't expect anything less. TVC is moving from strength to strength, and I feel that in future it's the station to beat.
Yes, and we really value your input.
It's really the station to beat because we last year, you know, we actually, last year, I'll talk about this year, we got the Nigeria's Media Merit Award. So that's to say TVC is the best station of the year. So it's amazing. And 2026 we go again.
Exactly. And we cannot speak about this without talking about the AI anchors. You know, we're the first. You know, that's monumental. Right. We cannot speak without speaking about that.
You guys don't know this, but this is actually not me. Actually, I charged her up last night.
You know, under the leadership of our CEO, we saw that new AI anchors were, you know, introduced first in history. It's never been done before. The thing I love about TVC is about innovation. We always make sure that we're being innovative. We're not just talking, we're making sure that we're doing. And for 2026, I expect a lot of greatness. I expect a lot of fantastic morning shows. And, you know...
And talking about the AI, very important, Mr. Show. We picked award in Ghana. In Ghana, and they also nominated among the global media in the United Kingdom. You know, recommended. So it's so beautiful. So it's not something that we're doing in-house. We also did something that everyone really appreciated.
Exactly. And Ibrahim, you know, we cannot also talk about, you know, just ourselves without the people behind the scenes. No, I just want us to put our hands together for them. For our producers.
In fact, the real work is not here.
I tell you, you know, because we can be so amazing, but if they don't do their work at the back, trust me, the show is going to be a flop.
When Mr. Niran Atiba will say, guys, whenever he scolds the producers, they will say, I do not want you to put my anchors in distress. I do not want you to put my anchors.
And you know, I always love what Mr. Niran says when he says good show, when he wishes us a good show before we go live. But I just want us to give them the accolades that they truly deserve. From our directors, to our producers, to the people that put up the scripts, to the interns, to the people that even use the prompter. We love you so much. You know, you're one of the reasons why the show comes out the way it comes out. You make us look good, and we want to thank you for just being there every morning. When we wake up at 4 a.m., they wake up with us. When we sleep, they sleep with us. Always making sure they call to make sure that, you know, the presenters are ready to just give their best. These are moments that we'll never forget and we'll cherish for the rest of our lives.
They are the real guys running the state of art equipment.
They're the real bosses.
World-class
absolutely. So whenever you see the TVC staff getting an award, you have the directors, you have the staff behind the scene who contributed to it all. So it's usually an award for everybody.
A big congratulations. We say merci beaucoup. You need to put the accent, merci beaucoup. And it's been fantastic. You know, every day we bring up amazing conversations, but we cannot say this without showing you some of the most fantastic shows that we've had for 2025. So do enjoy some of our really, really amazing moments on TV. You're still watching TVC Breakfast. Now, there is a spike in the demand for private security services, and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, following President Bola Tinubu's directive ordering the withdrawal of police escorts from very important personalities across the country. Now, the other, which is part of a wider strategy to reposition the Nigerian police force, aims to redirect personnel from VIP protection back into communities where policing has been stretched thin by the rising insecurity challenges. Now, according to the president, the goal is to beef up visibility, improve response times, and restore confidence among residents in vulnerable areas. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun confirmed that the recall of the police escorts attached to politicians, businessmen, and other high-profile individuals has already taken effect. Joining us from our Abuja studio for this conversation is Chairman, National Policy Dialogue and Founder, Initiative for Discovery of Nigeria Heritage and Endowment, Musa Ododo Abdurrahman. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Greetings without humility.
Greetings to you. Nigeria. As well, sir. Thank you for joining us on the show this morning. Now, we're talking about this really important issue. We've seen the rise of insecurity in Nigeria. The president has been making bold statements. You know, one of the statements is that police officers be detached from VIPs. He also spoke about state policing as well. But we're talking about VIPs and police officers. A lot of Nigerians are arguing that even though Mr. Kayode Egbetokun has said that it has already taken effect, they still see some police officers around some VIPs. And also, I want to come from the angle of our civil defense. Are they ready for the amount of burden that is going to be put into them? And also, we know that this is something that they have said over and over again. Are we sure that at this particular time, with the rise in insecurity we see in Nigeria, is definitely going to take effect?
Yes, definitely. It must take place, because the exigencies of our time demands that we must respond to that. And there's a deep wisdom behind Mr. President calling for that there must be a withdrawal from police VIP duties, because it's not just that Mr. President's decision is not just an administrative directive. It is a philosophical correction. It speaks to the strategic security rebalancing of our society, and is a symbolic restoration of our national order. Because policing is more than just preventing crime or arresting one. Is a classical institution that's for the maintenance of social order. And there's no nation, there's no all civilization that has ever thrived. It's built upon that foundation of social order. Any system that thrives all over the world is built upon that foundation. So policing is far beyond that. They maintain that social order. So and Mr. President's decision is in line with the global is aligned with the global best practices. There is no policemen are not supposed to be a bodyguard for VIPs. So it's a right decision in the right direction. In short, is a very good move. It's a very good, and we must adhere to that because there's nothing we can do. Policing is for the policemen to defend the nation, especially the vulnerable. Now that we see that a lot of serious attacks. In short, there is when you see a policeman, there's a natural deterrent. When you see visibility, just like Inspector Ekwetekun said, when the visibility of a state the visibility matters. When you see a policeman, it has a way of deterring a crime. So it is is a institutional correction by the Mr. President.
Yes, but what's bothering me is the implementation. Out of the 372,000 policemen we have in Nigeria, I read somewhere that about 100,000 have been involved in this VIP protection. But from what we have seen, it's only a little bit above 11,000 that have been withdrawn by the Inspector General of Police. So we are still looking at about 89,000 thereabout that should be withdrawn. No wonder we are seeing a policeman with some VIPs. And Ria asked you about the readiness of the civil defense, and you didn't get to answer that. Yes, the readiness. Of course, there's no when you come with this kind of decision. You know the civil defense are not yet ready for it, but they can be trained to be prepared, to get prepared for this kind of action. There's always room for that. Mm-hmm. So as we go, this is a sudden decision, which our time has called for. So there must be a sudden response to that now. They have to be retrained for that. All over the world, all globally, if you see VIPs are for, they are security men, they are trained security outfit that protect the VIP, not policemen. So even the civil defense and the prison ward that can be trained to handle that as we go. Mm. But emphasis must be laid on private security men. That is the best global practice. That is where we should go. Policemen are not supposed to guide the VIP at all, except for state services.
Well, so if you look at VIPs now, which include former heads of government, top judges, ministers, now potentially lack police escorts. So talk about former heads of government in Nigeria, Yakubu Gowon, Olusegun Obasanjo, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, ministers. We can keep mentioning names. They now potentially lack police escorts and protection. Could this vacuum actually create security risk for them, especially with the NSCDC and private security? Some of them, may be trained, but they are not essentially trained to, do this job, and it's coming like an emergency. Do you not feel that this might probably open them up for, making them vulnerable? And the fact that they're now looking towards the correctional service, is that not going to deplete the number of hands that we have there, which would or might open up our prisons and correctional facilities, to attacks which we experienced in recent times? Because it's a sudden decision. Of course, we have to. It has to take process. We must put everything in place. Even the withdrawal from the VIP. With all due respect to the VIPs, it's not to make them vulnerable at all. This issue is not to make them vulnerable. You must have a safe state before you talk about VIP. There must be a safe nation. There must be a nation before somebody becomes president of that nation. There must be a thriving society. In fact, if a nation is safe, VIP does not even need the VIP needs personal protection. No, that is how it is. We've seen all over. We're all in the same world. We've seen in some climb that you see. One day I saw a video. A prime minister was just going. The citizen did not even know. He said he was just saying hello. The guy said, "I'm the prime minister of this." Those are sane society.
But of course, we must appreciate where we are. But going further, that's why I said emphasis should be laid on private. That is the best global practices. If you see nations, some countries are not even withdrew VIP service from former head of states because of course, because they want there's a philosophy between that set up policing. It's not just like I said, it's to maintain the social order of a state. When you have a safe society, there's no need to worry so much about VIP, because they are supposed to save the society. They are for national, they are for national.
All right, so I'll come to you with these questions. Mr. Kayode Egbetokun had said that it's already been implemented, but as at this weekend, we still saw police officers with some VIPs. I'm not going to mention names, but I also want you to touch on that. And then you said something, you're speaking about the civil defense, and you said probably they are not ready. And I wonder, what are they waiting for? First of all, what is their job in the first place? The civil defense, what are they being trained for? So are we waiting for something to happen and then we say, oh, they are not trained? What is their job in the first place?
The little I know about their setup, about their mandate, is to safeguard the critical infrastructure, the government critical infrastructures. Of course, that is why it's very easy to train them. It's just a reorientation to train them. They're already carrying arms. I mean, they know the rudiment of what security is. So it's just a reorientation to get them inside.
So we're not looking at another long training process.
It's not so much. It's not, to me, I'm not a security expert, but it's not supposed. That's why I say it's supposed to be a reorientation. And because they already know that they're already in that security. They know the nuances of security. So it's just a reorientation that if you need to take care of a person, not speaking of a VIP or it's just a reorientation to me. I think that is just it. But that is why I repeat again, the emphasis must be on a trained security, private security. That is best global practices. Policing is more than just police. It's not meant to be a bodyguard or any VIP, with all due respect. And this is not meant to. And this decision, Mr. President's decision, is not meant to. It's not meant to. To make them vulnerable or make them.
But not to cut you short, you've not fully answered my question, because I also spoke about the fact that as at this weekend, we still saw there was a conversation on social media that we're still seeing police officers with VIPs, even though Mr. Kayode Egbetokun had said that it had already been implemented. And also, I just want you to quickly touch on this for me. A lot of people have kind of lost confidence in the police force. So these new ones that are coming in, how do Nigerians now gain confidence again, trust in the police? But first of all, I need you to really touch on the fact that we are still seeing police officers with VIPs.
Yes, you see, is also very good to understand how after decision is made, how the process carrying that decision out. But I do understand. I mean, Nigeria, I know some people will like to. We like to flout, we like to have some law, but that is why, and that is the job. That is our job we are doing, and that is what you are doing too. We have to search. We have to put a searchlight on this. That there are some VIPs that are still going about with this. So as we go, it's a process that is going to be closed. That is how it is.
All right.
Then talking about the training.
The police force and Nigerians gaining confidence again in trusting the police force, because we know that the president is adding more people to the force so that they can protect us from this insecurity. But now, how do Nigerians trust the police force again? Because over a period of time, there has been, let me not go there, but you know what has been there. Lots of citizens have kind of lost faith in police officers because of what some do. Of course, not all police officers are bad. We still have great police officers. A lot of people do not even want to join the police force because they say the way they are treated, they cry for their pensions. We can go on and on about this. But how can citizens now regain trust again, and also people that want to join the police force?
Very good. That's just like I said. Policing is more than just is a classical institution that maintains social order. Every civilization that had ever thrived, or society, or or a nation is built upon one invisible and indispensable pillar, and that is social order. So, because without it, it is only when you have a balanced social order that that the human ingenuity can thrive in a society, that community can flourish. So even a way, and that is why I also commended. Please don't let us forget that Mr. President has also given a directive that I saw the governor of Kaduna State and the committee that they went to the school to police training school. It's supposed to be a holistic. Even the policing in Nigeria, we need to appreciate them too. They are products of the same society that we are. I'm telling people do talk about our society. I say we ourselves that are talking, we are same. We need to build confidence in each other. That is how it is. Because there's no way we can every person, even the government, we don't have trust in the whole government again. But now, since we are faced with this, with the adversity that we're facing now, I think it calls us to start rethinking, even we as ourselves as a citizen, how we deal with each other. Because there's absolutely no way you can foster a society with a fragmented, divergent allegiance. There's no way a people can cultivate aspiration, incubate vision, and nurture a dream to fruition without commonality of purpose. There must be a commonality of purpose towards our challenges. And adversity is there's no teacher like adversity. Existence is a school. So what we are going through now, what is it teaching us as a people? We must pay attention to that.
Well, I like what you just said. It speaks to patriotism a whole lot. And still talking about patriotism, Mr. President has given an order, all right? And the implementation of that order is a little bit is of concern to me, especially when you look at the temerity at which these terrorists are carrying out their dastardly act. And it is said that about 100,000 policemen have been drafted out for VIP protection. Yes, the IGP can say, yes, he has implemented it because over 11,000 have been withdrawn. But what about the over 80,000 that are still there? How soon, what would be your advice, since you are not a security expert, as you said, but you are a Nigerian, what would be your advice to the Inspector General of Police as far as this issue is concerned?
Yeah, thank you so much. I want to speak at this juncture. Let me speak as not as a patriotic, a true patriotic citizen. I speak as somebody that understand the times that we are, and somebody that know what Nigeria ought to do. I want to speak to nationhood. You see, great and unified nations do not happen by historical accident. It's never a happenstance. They are products of a conscious statecraft. Yes. I'm speaking holistically. I'm not speaking particularly to the IG now. I'm speaking to our humanity as a whole. Because if you don't understand the knowledge of the times that you are, you won't get it. No matter how noble your action, your action intended to be, you won't get the right result. So I want to speak to our common humanity as a people. This is beyond party. This is beyond party. This is beyond party. This is beyond ethnicity. This is beyond any religious coloration. Let's speak to ourselves as humanity. You see, a nation, just like I said, true nation. You don't run into it. It doesn't happen by historical accident. They are product of a conscious statecraft. That is why exceptional people that have transformed their society positively and altered the course of history for their generation had combined wisdom and power in the practice of statecraft. So it is time that wisdom, transcendent wisdom as such, must guide our decision.
That's right.
I speak to the president as I speak here today. I speak to the president of this nation. He's the father of this nation. I speak first. I speak to myself. I speak to the president of this nation because he's the father of this nation. I speak to every other leaders. The challenges we face, we are facing. Nigeria is at the pinnacle of the most significant revolution. Anyone that understands time, we understand that Nigeria is at the pinnacle of the most significant revolutionary transition. Yeah. The challenges we face are speaking to us what we must do. So we must let that conscience guide us. We must raise a new national consciousness to face our challenges.
Absolutely.
That is what we should do.
Right.
So everybody in all decision, everybody in the decision making, including the IGP, just like I said, from the president to everybody, to all our leaders, past and the present. I mean the one that has served before and the present. Every opinion leader, all of us that are speaking, you that you are listening to me, we must, because before you have a new thing, there must be a departure. You must have a departure from the old. Yeah. The old is dying. There must be a new thinking. There must be a new paradigm.
Absolutely.
That is it. There must be a new. We must raise a new national consciousness.
Right.
So let this spirit guide every decision of everyone in this nation as we speak.
You're right. Your point is taken and really make a whole lot of sense. By which the bandits were also sitting right, before their TV, to hear you speak. If you look at some of other countries where we talk about security and insecurity, now the United States president, whenever they want to speak in public, they now speak behind a shield, talk about a transparent and bulletproof, glass because of the attack Trump, experienced during the electioneering. The same thing if you look at the United Kingdom, ministers and some other government appointees have been attacked, have had knife attacks. Go to other countries, they are some of the most protected people across the world. That's to speak to VIPs, being protected, and even the citizens, which is very, very, key to all of this. What do you think we can do to these bandits? You've actually spoken truth to power. You've advised those of us that are very reasonable. Unfortunately, they are not watching. What do you think we can do, so much so that how they get their guns? I saw a video, trending on social media yesterday of some sacks falling off a moving truck containing bullets. So meaning that fell off, they were actually moving it to somewhere, they said around Sokoto and all of that. What do you think we can do to decimate these terrorists once and for all? Beyond, all these rhetorics, we are withdrawing police officers, we are doing this and that.
Yes, the first thing we can do is to agree. All of us. I call it the most powerful power. The most powerful power that is known to creation is power of the collective. I'm telling you, we need to speak to our nationhood. Of course, boots on the ground and all other things that needs to go must be. But there is one salient thing that if we didn't get right, we will never get it right. How do we, because a people must believe in a cause, unite on that purpose, have a consensus on where they want to go, how they want to get there, and when as a people. We must pick our nationhood. A nation, let me describe, let me paint what a nation is. A nation is, a state, a free state. A state like ours, the Nigerian state is like a house.
Nation state, yeah.
The governments are managers of that house. But the nation is the soul. Nationhood is the soul of that house. We are a people. We are a people.
Mr. Ododo, I'm sure we can go on with this conversation. Thank you so much. Our time is unfortunately short, but you've made a lot of sense. One thing you didn't mention was state policing, and we know how important that is, but I'm sure our time will not permit us. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We do really appreciate your insights. Thank you.